Conviction smells bad every time you smell it, don't it? That's why you call it pandering, so you don't have to name what you did. See, there's this kind of masculinity that never defines itself, because if it did, it would have to take responsibility for the harm it causes. Vague masculinity. It thrives in fog, it hates specifics, it breaks things and blames the tone. It says not all men as a way to protect every man from accountability. And when someone does try to name a wound, it says this is pandering. Don't generalize this. Y'all always blaming black men. But here's the truth. You're not being blamed. You're being named. Then vague masculinity can't survive being named. So let's think about this. I want y'all to run through a set of thought experiments with me. Because if Luigi shot a black man, and if you get it, then you see the problem. Because think about it like this, right? Suddenly all those same men who demand protection for black men who will suddenly say, we don't know what happened. What was he doing there? Stop believing every story, right? Vague masculinity loves blackness when it's under attack, but abandons black responsibility when it's asked to look in the mirror. You want to defend black men until once the perpetrator, then you retreat into the fog. See, here's the thing. Vague masculinity refuses to name the bear. There's this analogy, right? A woman walking in the woods, aware that this may be a bear, right? The logic is like this. She should know the risk. That's just how nature is. Not all bears bite. And what they're really saying is rationalize your fear. Normalize the danger. We're not changing. And women are expected to live with that calculus, while men have to admit that, men never admit that they built the woods. Women are expected to live within that calculus, while men never have to admit that they built the woods. You built the forest, you threw in the bears, and now you're mad that she walks around with a knife. The smell of conviction on you. The smell of conviction just punishing from you. I'm telling you, when accountability enters the room, vague masculinity plugs its nose. It goes like this. That sounds like Bashy. This is divisive. See, here's the thing. Why though? Because naming harm means seeing yourself in it. Because once you admit some men are dangerous, you have to admit that you've been silent around them. Conviction don't smell like shame unless you've been rolling around in it. Conviction don't smell like shame unless you've been rolling around in it. Conviction don't smell like shame. If you don't give me something, here's the thing. I never did anything. That defense, we're going to walk through that right now. There's a group of black men who think that because they haven't harmed anyone directly, they're exempt from the conversation. I've never disrespected a woman. Okay. Let's say you didn't even do anything illegal, like you just made a woman uncomfortable, like many men have, right? It's not even that hard to believe, right? Like, let's say you apologize for that. Okay, that's fine. You didn't do anything restful. Okay, that's good. That's good actually. I wasn't raised like that. That's another one. Okay. Here's the truth about this section. If you've been if you flinch at all, in this list, then you're implicated. If you've been silent while your homeboy was out of line, it's about you. If you've seen harm and turned your head, it's about you. If you think your lack of participation absolves you from responsibility, you're upholding the fog. And if you believe that her discomfort isn't worth an apology, then you smell like the smoke that we all die in. Here's the thing. Silence doesn't make you innocent, but it makes you useful to the system that feeds on invisibility. Every time you excuse yourself from the conversation, you leave someone else unprotected in our community. But yet we talk about leadership. This is the problem. And the blood isn't on your hands, but it's on your watch. Here's what clear masculinity looks like for anybody invested or involved. Clear masculinity isn't perfection, it's presence. It means protecting without controlling, listening without defense, correcting your friends, not just comforting them, and creating space for others to be safe, not just yourself be seen. Clear masculinity walks in the room and lowers the tension, not because it demands authority. Come on. Because it practices responsibility. That's what real leadership looks like. Highly skilled practice responsibility. Clear masculinity doesn't need to be defended because it reveals itself throug't the safety others feel in your presence. Come on, bro. And we know why the vagueness is here. Ring the bell. Vagueness is survival. It's the fog men built to avoid confronting their own history, their peers' actions, their silence, their power. Vagueness allows them to keep the benefits of white patriarchy, not black, because ain't no black one, right? Without the burden of the reckoning. It lets them claim manhood while avoiding the mirror work. Vague masculinity is the mask you wear so no one can name the violence living in your silence. You don't hate accountability because it's unfair. You hate it because it smells like something you recognize. And if you keep calling clarity pandering, you'll never be man enough to hold what you broke.